G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for being here and giving me the opportunity to entertain you. I do appreciate it. New Zealand versus Ireland, third test decider for the series 2022 July. This is the best win, most historical, biggest win in the Irish rugby history. It has to be the best performance I've ever seen the Irish team. This has to be probably one of the best performances I've ever seen from a team in New Zealand, performing in New Zealand. It was some of the most beautiful rugby ever. Honestly, I was speechless how good this Irish team was. Everything was just sublime, beautiful. The scrummaging was beautiful. The line-out more, something we haven't seen very much from the Irish side, was absolutely sublime. Just an absolute weapon to behold. The Irish attacking line, man, my God. The way the Irish were able to set up their attacking line in matching to outmatch the New Zealand defense, to be able to shuffle up those screen players, to loop the ball behind, to find space with short balls, long passes. It was just like, man, it was so beautiful. Like, it was an art. It was an art on display on the field tonight. And man, that was the emotions from the players at the end of the match. Show when Peter Romani started crying, man, I was a little bit teary-eyed, to be honest. Or someone was cutting onion in my kitchen. Either way, yes, that was a very spectacular performance. So let's get on with some of the good stuff before we talk about the controversy of Barnesy. But let's go with the stuff at the beginning. So I felt like it was really bizarre to me right away, before the game was even kicked off. Then New Zealand, I was really hyped for this, by the way. I was talking to people in my channel that I was hyped to see the Kampao Pango being performed for the decider, because that's what the All Blacks normally do, to bring out the best of themselves, to rise to the next level. It starts off with the Kampao Pango usually, and the New Zealanders came out with the traditional Kamate Haka, and I was like, immediately I was like, I got a bad feeling about this. I was like, oh man, what's going on? Like, are you guys the All Blacks or what's going on? Why is this not, where's the Kampao Pango? In case you don't know, Kampao Pango is the All Blacks team, kind of like the All Blacks team haka that was introduced in 2006 against, maybe it was 2005, against South Africa, and it was led by this man behind me, Tana Umanga, the most legendary haka ever performed. And it has been a tradition for the All Blacks to use that in huge test matches, in grudge matches, in Rugby World Cup deciders, that sort of thing, to kind of give themselves that little bit of a mental boost, that little bit of next step up. And this was not done this game. This already starts showing red flags to me, showing me that something was wrong with the All Blacks. Also, some late changes in the All Blacks team. I haven't read the news exactly what happened. I suspect it's probably like COVID or something. But Scotty Barrett, who has been absolutely spectacular for the All Blacks, especially in the first test, was not in this game. So, Akia Ioane is caught in at number 6 jersey, but missing Scott Barrett in that All Blacks team, man, that was so huge. So many key areas of the game, the All Blacks got dominated. The lineouts, the Irish were able to steal the lineouts. The more defense, something that Scott Barrett is probably one of the best in the world. Is like in more defense. His physicality was missing at the breakdown. His urgency and just like defensive read that the organization around his defensive setup that he does for the All Blacks forwards, all of that was missing. And huge key areas that was lost because Scott Barrett was not playing this game. I'll probably go and look at news later. We'll talk about exactly what happened to him, or you can let me know in the comments down below. I immediately was like, oh man, I was a little bit concerned. So that's also that thing happened in this game. So for the Irish, I already mentioned. What else do I have to say? The Irish, this game was basically won without Scott Barrett. The Irish forwards really like outmuscled the All Blacks. they beat the All Blacks at the forwards beat the All Blacks 4-pack with clear speed advantage, clear physicality advantage, and much better handling with the ball from the 4-pack as well. The All Blacks looks really disarray with the 4-pack. The forwards was trying to throw these passes that they were dropping the ball left and right. Not to mention the lineouts, horrendous throughout the game. The only thing that was okay was the scrummaging for the All Blacks, but that wasn't even great. Like, they were under pressure at times. The Irish were able to disrupt the All Black ball quite a bit. Just the physicality was not there for the All Blacks in the 4-pack. As a result, the All Blacks backline, they clearly done. There's some good stuff that came out. A little bit of good stuff came out of the backline. So obviously, the All Blacks team has done their homework. They looked at Hugo Keenan's ability under the high ball a little bit. Keenan did show that a lot of weakness under the high ball during club rugby when he played for Leinster. So it was very obvious the All Blacks tried to target that a little bit. So they had Bodenberg putting on high balls to him very early in the first half. So I thought that was really good, like changing up the game. Keenan was under a lot of pressure. He did look a bit shaky, but he was able to handle those quite well. I thought maybe the All Blacks should have just shuffled up a little bit instead of just going for that again and again quite frequently in the first half. They should have shuffled up a little bit and not being so obvious on that high ball to Keenan. It was become too repetitive. It looked like the All Blacks definitely done the homework there. But once again, the kick is only as good as the pressure. It was good at the start, and then the high ball pressure just not there anymore. Under the kick that went to Keenan. So Keenan was able to get away with a lot of kind of easy defusals, despite him, even at times looked a little bit shaky. So yeah, so the kicking is obviously as good as the chase, and there wasn't just not there for the All Blacks. And also the attack for the All Blacks really flat. The second half much better. The All Blacks started using more depth in their team, started using some of the screenplays, and handling looked a little bit better. But once again, the execution, the speed of the ball transferring, which is not nearly as quick as the Irish. The rush defense was able to from the Irish was able to shut down a lot of the All Blacks play, whereas the rush defense from the All Blacks was not just not quick enough to shut down the Irish quick hands. And that was the difference. The Irish was able to pretty much uninterrupted, at will, freely use the full width of the field throughout the entire game, whereas the All Blacks was struggling to get the ball out wide, and again, they resorted to 1-2 passes, crash ball, and then they end up not going anywhere. And then guess what? Well, what's our other plan again? High ball to Keenan. Let's do that again. And then they just again and again kicking away with these low pressure kicks, literally throwing possession away. And now let's talk about the controversy. Let's talk about the yellow card. Yeah. I just want to show you a video. I just want to show you this, okay?
Oh, it's a red card! Oh, no! And it's
Dylan Hartley gets a red card.
The first red card in a Premiership final. And I cannot remember a more dramatic finish to a half than this.
He just cut me a fucking cheat. For the first time ever, I agree with Dylan Hartley, okay? There was a high shot by, what's his name? Andrew Porter on Brodie Retallick. Brodie Retallick had been taken off for HIA, did not return on the field. Brodie Retallick is a huge player for the All Blacks as well. High shot, pretty much identical to the to the red card from what's his name? Was it anyway to the All Blacks red card last week, and to Angus Tavell's red card last week, and in fact, unlike Angus Tavell, he had half a second to decide to make a tackle. Porter had plenty of time, lined up Brodie Retallick, went really high, head-on-head collision. Brodie Retallick went down, had to be taken off. And Barnsley literally said during the TMO review, there's no mitigating factor, absorbing tackle, yellow card. And I was like, wait. Hold up, Barnsley. No mitigating factor means red card, mate. You fucking cheat. Hello? You literally just said no mitigating factor. An absorbing tackle, last time I checked, that's not a mitigating factor. That's just a description of what happened in the tackle. Like, in fact, that doesn't mean anything. Absorbing tackle, like that's just a fancy way of saying a big tackle. Like, what are you talking about? It's a red. Hello, you fucking cheat, Barnsley. I couldn't believe it, man. This could have been the difference between winning and losing for the All Blacks. All Blacks did able to score, I think, 2 tries during the yellow card period and really clawed themselves back from a huge deficit at halftime and in the second half. So literally there was like 30 minutes or something left on the clock. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. I mean, Dylan Hardy probably put this.
Well, he'd just spoken to Dylan Hartley, hadn't
Than this.
He leaves the field. He leaves the field.
Remember a more dramatic finish to a half than this.
This man just called me a fucking
Well, he
cheat.
just
Barnsley, mate. Barnsley. We know he tend to do this sort of things. Has a history of doing like this. Well, Barnsley, you fucking cheat, man. What is that? You like at least Ben O'Keefe, all right, comes up with mitigating factors that does not exist. At least he knows. Ben O'Keefe knows he has to come up with an actual mitigating factor. For Barnsley, it's just like, no, just a yellow card, no mitigating factor. He blatantly says no mitigating factor, and it's a yellow card. Yeah. Anyway, so let's just move on. Let's talk about the game. All Blacks, believe it or not, has, despite getting dominated on the scoreboard for pretty much, the lose behind in the scoreboard. The All Blacks was 12 points behind at halftime. No. Was it 12 points? It was 22 points to 3. So was it 19 points behind? That was the biggest margin ever going into the All Blacks at halftime. Despite that, the All Blacks actually had some, in terms of stats, was actually not that far behind. So in terms of run meters at halftime, All Blacks 103 to the Ireland 132. So the All Blacks really wasn't that far behind at halftime, despite score being atrocious. But in the second half, the All Blacks, you can see here, really picked up on the attack meters. 540 run meters in the second half to the Irish 347. There was a lot more flair for the All Blacks. Much better performance in the second half. A lot of that did come between the yellow card period. But yeah, the Irish really finished strong with the 4-pack dominance of the breakdown. Ty Burns, man, the amount of times this guy turned the ball over at the breakdown was just like, he deserved a medal for that. Like, that was insane. That was absolutely insane. The amount of times he saved the Irish team from a try by turning over the ball at the breakdown. I have just some ideas as well. At halftime, the turnovers conceded for the All Blacks, only 5. The All Blacks only conceded 5 turnovers at halftime. Irish conceded 6 at halftime. And you can see here, the All Blacks got absolutely destroyed. 10 turnovers conceded in the second half to the Irish only conceding 4 in the second half. Absolutely got dominated in the breakdowns by the Irish side. Tackles made. You can see here, the Irish had to make more tackles as well. Even at halftime, the Irish had to make more tackles. 73 tackles for the Irish team at halftime. I thought that stat has to be like wrong. Like, it like doesn't even make sense. The All Blacks only had to make 50 tackles at halftime. Yeah, so All Blacks only had to make 50 tackles around that also for both halves, whereas the Irish had to make like 120 tackles in the second half, 130 tackles in the second half, and then another 73 tackles in the first half. So way more tack defense has been made by the Irish team. The All Blacks definitely had the opportunity to win the game, just not there. Missed tackles 37. I'm surprised how Ireland did not concede a try, and they were giving away penalties as well in the second half. So if we go to the penalty count, right, 9 penalties, 8. At halftime, Irish team only conceded 4 penalties. So they were giving away penalties in the second half as well, under pressure, not really able to get any advantage. 1 yellow card, should have been a red, 100% a red. That was Barnsley, the fucking cheat. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. So again, the kicking game, this is a really interesting. So at halftime, the All Blacks had 11 kicks to 13. And, Beauden Barrett did show a lot of his high balls, and Keenan clearly did the homework, but the follow-up just not there. And it was, to me, the kicking wasn't the issue. To me, it's the follow-up and the actual team not able to do anything with it. The attacking was not there. The defense was not there, and the breakdown pressure was not there, allowing the Irish to get out of their 22 again and again and again quite easily. So in the end of the game, the Irish really ramped up the kicking in the second half. So 35 kicks overall for the Irish side, 26 kicking for the New Zealand and overall in the second. Overall, so New Zealand definitely fell off in the kicking game. They did have more options to attack, so they were putting a lot of pressure in the Irish team. But the Irish were able to defuse that again and again and again. Johnny Sexton, 2 missed kicks. One of them hit the goalpost, and for Geordie Barrett, 2 missed kick. This is his home ground. No win to speak of, so pretty average kicking for both teams throughout the game. And this is the thing. This is the big area that the All Blacks really hurt themselves. Lineouts lost. 4 lineouts lost. Believe it or not, the All Blacks lost 4 lineouts already at halftime. Yeah. I was like baffled. I've never seen the All Blacks lose so many lineouts in 40 minutes again, especially considering having Whitelock and what is his name? Whitelock and Retallick on the field, just completely getting outplayed by Ty Burns and James Ryan. And I couldn't even, it was just unbelievable. So the Irish lost 1-0 in the second half, and that was not straight. So it wasn't even like to do with New Zealand, it's just their own mistakes essentially. So yeah, one of those games, you just can't, like, historical moment. One of those games where I don't know. There's so much to talk about, so much to discuss, but let's go through what happened throughout the game. So, once again, the Irish team came out firing with a lot of physicality, being able to get over the advantage line again and again and again at will over the New Zealand side. 4 minutes into the game, the Irish team gets themselves inside New Zealand 22, gets a penalty for 3 points, and they opt to go for the line-out touch. And I thought, man, that's a huge call. And sure enough, Sexton, this is a kickable 3. Sexton kicks his ball out, and it was just, they throw the ball in, set up for a maul. The maul looked like it was stopped, and then the Irish just like gathered the group, literally ran. It was like jogging. They were literally jogging the maul into the New Zealand try line. It was bad. The defense for the New Zealand ball was bad. Immediately, you knew this was going to be a big issue for New Zealand. Ireland on the board. 4 minutes into the clock, and this was Josh van der Fleer who went in at the back of the ball, and for the 3rd test in a row, the Irish gets the first try on ball at like less than 5 minutes. Yeah, but Johnny Sexton missed this one, the conversion from the sideline. So after this, 7th minute into the game, clearly, so this is when New Zealand did the first high ball to Keenan. Hansen was really good at chasing this one. He was actually just there. There was a really high ball from this was a huge kick I saw from Bowden. He was almost like halfway, and he landed just in front of the goalpost. And there was a look like a little bit of confusion who's gonna get the ball, but Kinnan eventually got it. Hansen was there to pressure him. But yeah, there was really sorry, not Hansen was there to pressure him. Hansen was there, but I think who was that was pressuring him? Actually, there was no one pressuring. Yeah, so this was Kinnan looked a bit shaky. But if somebody had been pressuring him there, this probably could have been a drop ball, because it was looking like Keenan and Hansen, they're both kind of like, oh, who's going to get the ball, sort of thing. So I did feel like this was the right strategy by the All Blacks, but it was just not really followed up. So, yeah, once again, less than 10 minutes, Ireland was already stealing the lineouts from the New Zealand team. On the 10th minute, there was a breakdown penalty right in front of the New Zealand goal post. Geordie Barrett takes a kick, and this was a pretty uncharacteristic. I thought he should have got this one, and he missed this kick. Yeah, I thought this was a 100% goal. In fact, I went to get a drink because I thought this was surely this was gonna get. I went to get a coffee. Surely I thought Jordan was gonna get it, come back, and there was no point scored. So yeah, there was really weird. So on the 16th minute, the All Blacks really starting to do that high ball to Keenan again and again. So Bowden was just basically kicking the ball, targeting Keenan again and again. They clearly have done some homework. Will Jordan actually did quite well with this one. Bowden Barrett puts him in just maybe a little bit too far, just into the 22. But Keenan was not able to catch it cleanly. Looked like Will Jordan had opportunity to score a try there, but the referee deemed that it was a knock on. On the 17th minute, James Lowe kicks a 50-22, you look like. But it was just a little bit, just like literally centimeters short from a 50-22. On the 18th minute, so this missed 50-22, right? All Blacks throws their own line out. It was messy. They tried to set up for a more, which is kind of normal, but it was so bad. They get turned over. Like it was just like basically Cody Taylor got completely separated from his own maul, and they should have just got to get the ball out, but no, they just got turned over in their own maul, and suddenly the Irish is having a scrum in front of the just like outside of the New Zealand 22. So yeah, but luckily the Irish executed really poorly from this scrum. The ball comes out of the back. I think it was Jameson Park get the ball. He just like randomly, he looked like he tried to do a grubber kick, but it was a really poor kick. So he just literally went nowhere, and New Zealand just scooped it up. It was just like literally giving the ball back to New Zealand. They didn't even play one face. So this was a really bizarre decision to kick this ball from the scrum. Maybe it was something that they've been practicing, like a set move they wanted to do, but it clearly didn't work at all. On the 21st minute, David Havili showed what he was doing, been doing with the Crusaders, kicks a 50-22, which was really, really huge for the All Blacks, because up until this point, the All Blacks was just basically under the pump, and this was backing up by a Sam Whitelock turnover, and sure enough, All Blacks gets this opportunity, a line-out opportunity inside the Irish 22. They build some pressures, not really going anywhere, gets a penalty advantage, and this was right in front, bit closer than the first one that Jordie Barrett missed. All Blacks kicks this one, 3 points to 5. Feels like the All Blacks calm the game down a little bit, feels like they're steady up everything, but things only starting to get worse from this point forward. So the All Blacks started to clearly start showing some like attack, like the tempo was just not there. Like the attack was starting to show really stale. The rush defense started to give a lot more and more, starting to show like the All Blacks were literally going backwards in their attack, and the breakdown urgency is just not there anymore. Like the All Blacks just really missing that breakdown without Scott Barrett. They had an opportunity on the 25th minute inside the Irish 22, and they get turned over the breakdown because they were just really not building towards anything, and eventually the players just wasn't there. The breakdown, then Irish team waited, turned it over for themselves. On the 28th minute, there was another line. Irish gets another opportunity with a line out more. So the ball comes out. This just showed like the difference in terms of attack. So when the Irish had an opportunity for a line out, they set up for more. They didn't go too far. The ball comes out, and you can just see that the Irish just beautifully passes the ball from right hand side of the field all the way to the left hand side. Like everybody almost got a touch, and the ball comes back to the right hand side, and then they just decide to quickly switch back to the blind side, left hand side again. Just nice little hands. I think it was Mac Hansen, little cutout to James Lowe on the wing. James Lowe runs down the sideline. He sees the what's his name, Hugo Keenan, following him up on the inside. Pops ball back in field. Keenan was free. Like there was a complete misread in defense in the All Blacks line. Just a little bit of a switch from open to blind. Suddenly there was a gap opening. Keenan goes in for the second try for the Irish. It was just the difference in attack was day and night. The All Blacks literally going backwards, and the Irish was just able to like comfortably glide the ball across the field, whichever way they choose to go. It was so smooth. It was just beautiful to watch. So suddenly Johnny Sexton converts this one, 12 points to 3, Ireland leading. On the 30th minute, Beauden Barrett gets penalised for cleaning out in a clean out. Yeah, exactly. Why is Beauden Barrett trying to clean players out from the kickoff, right? Straight from the kickoff, Beauden Barrett should not be the one. Like, if you're talking about, like, sometimes if there's a chase kick or something, Beauden Barrett cleaning out, sure. This is a kickoff, right? Ireland kicks the ball off, and then somehow Beauden Barrett is the one at the first breakdown that he has to clean out. And sure enough, Beauden Barrett cleans out a player that's not in the ruck. Gets penalised, and Johnny Sexton belts this one through. Huge thumping kick, and 15 points to 3 with 10 minutes left on the clock. And from this point going forward, you thought the All Blacks couldn't get any worse. They got even worse. The attack was so bad from the All Blacks. They're literally going backwards from this point forward. And there was literally like the most basic attacks. 1 pass crash ball, 2 pass crash ball, and like one, and then like, yeah, it was just absolutely going nowhere. And then they're just like, well, what else are we going to do? Let's try to do a kick. It was horrendous. On the 36th minute, right? Get this. Nipolau Lala gets the ball. He's getting tackled. He's trying to do something fancy. Trying to do an offload. And he offloads to George Bauer in front of him. And this was inside the All Blacks 22. Inside their own 22. So, yeah. The Irish gets a centre field scrum. And guess what happened? The scrum comes out, ball goes to the blind side, because this is a center field scrum, ball to the blind side, and you can see this is going to happen. The Irish are going to go to the blind side, and then the ball comes out to the open side. Johnny Sexton gets the ball center field. He just looks so easy. He gets the ball, sees Bandiaki next to him, just little pop to Bandiaki. He just slides through this huge gap in center field. Like, the All Blacks defense completely misread this. So Bandiaki slipped through. He had one player to beat at the fullback. Little pop to his side. Robbie Henshaw goes in. 3 tries already before halftime. Johnny Sexton kicks this one. 22 points to 3. Like, it was just... it was like watching... it was like the two teams are not even on the same level at this point. On 39th minute, Riku Ioane drops the ball. At 40th minute, just on the halftime clock, All Blacks finally needs to score a try before halftime to try to salvage this game. They had a penalty on halftime. They kicked the ball out. They go for the line out. Not straight. Yeah, I could not believe how bad this was. Like, at halftime, I was like baffled. I called my friend. I was like, this has to be the worst All Blacks performance I have ever seen in my life. Like, it's just like last week with 13 players on the field. This was worse than that. Like, it was unbelievable. And it was painful to watch. If you're a Kiwi, I felt like it literally was painful to watch. It was like being tortured watching this if you're an All Blacks fan. Anyway, second half starts. The All Blacks coming out with much better intentions. Adi Savia stepping out for the team. Really showed a lot of heart, a lot of guts, trying to turn the game around for the All Blacks. So right away, the All Blacks comes out firing huge attacks, start building momentum. They literally built like the longest period of ball retention in the game so far. They built like 20 something minutes or something, and they were getting really close. 5 minutes short from the Irish try line. Gets a penalty advantage. Everything's looking good. Adi Savia gets the ball, pummels himself through like the big man he is. He gets tackled, reaches down, back with his back turn, dunks the ball down for a try. Man, this was hard worked, but truly deserved a try for the All Blacks. Much better breakdown, much better, much faster ball at the breakdown, much more urgency, much more physicality with the carrying. Yeah, I've got it here. 23 faces, 10 points to 22. Jordy Barrett kicks this one. Suddenly, this is looking good. Tuanga Fasi was on the field for what's his name? For Nipolau Lala, who's had a terrible game in the first half. And immediately, he looked like he's hurt. He's getting taken off the field. Looked like there might be a high clean out by Bandiaki. So he gets taken off for HRA. George Bauer back onto the field. On the 46th minute, Adi Savia showing some really good work at the breakdown, getting a breakdown penalty for turning the game over. And the 48th minute, Johnny Sexton looked like he's hurt. So, man, and suddenly it's looking like All Blacks going to turn this game around. Johnny Sexton is the most important player ever. And then on the 50th minute, Brodie Retallick is on the ground. They had a look at what happened. Andrew Porter, high shot, head-on-head collision on Brodie Retallick. Everybody says it's going to be a red card. Barnsey says yellow. The fucking cheat says it's yellow. The entire stadium start booing. And all the commentators were left baffled, speechless. And they're like, what's the difference between this one and last week? And one of the commentators said, the referee's different. Yeah, this was bad. So with the 10 minutes advantage, the All Blacks did a lot of work. On the 51st minute, the Irish clearly kind of just went into their shell at this point. They were just like tightening up. They're not really playing the rugby anymore. Bandiaki gets the ball on the 51st minute. This was basically a line out from the All Blacks. A little short ball. The ball comes out. The first receiver, again, this is nothing fancy, was not Bandiaki. Akia Ioane gets the ball at center field. He runs to the defender. He looks like he's going to get tackled. Like two defenders. He bumps him off. Runs a bit of an angle. Runs to another defender. Shrugs him off. And then the fullback sweeps across. He pummels him off. And just goes in for a try. This was huge, 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 huge. I thought for sure he wasn't going to get tackled. He just literally just ran through like 4 or 5 defenders like they were little kids. Like it was so good. Suddenly the All Blacks, 17 points to 22. Looking like they're going to get themselves back into the game. And then immediately on the 50, after this try was scored, the Irish got themselves in the front foot a little bit. Sam McCabe makes the tackle, gets caught on the wrong side of the breakdown. He seals the ball off. Really, really unnecessary penalty. Gets penalised for not rolling away. And Ireland kicks 3 points and runs the clock down a little bit for the yellow. On the 57th minute, another penalty on the breakdown against the All Blacks. This was 50 meters out, right on the kickoff, center field. Johnny Sexton hits a crossbar on the dot. On the 60th minute, the All Blacks, again, was under the pump a little bit. And then suddenly, the All Blacks managed to turn the ball over. And once again, Adi Savia, he gets the short ball from I think it was Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith. And he runs up, and he was like near the ruck. He draws the defender at the ruck. Inside ball to Will Jordan. He carves through this little hole. And he just bolts down the field. Like 75 meters. Try time. And I was literally screaming, yes, boy! Fins up! And the Kiwi commentators deprived me of the yes boys, man. I was screaming yes, boy, and there was no yes, boy from the commentary. I was very disappointed at this point, okay? Come on. I want a yes, boy. That's a yes, boy moment. That's a yes, boy try. Give it to me next time. So yeah, this was so good. Suddenly the All Blacks are back, 22 points, 25. This was, amazing try by Will Jordan. So after this try was scored, Richie Mo'unga is on the field. It looks like they've taken off Sevu Reece. Was the one that they've taken off? They're taking off Sevu Reece for Richie Mo'unga. And it looks like Richie Mo'unga has moved to 10 or fullback. It looks kind of weird. So they have both Richie Mo'unga and Beauden Barrett on the field. I can't really tell who's that fullback. Maybe they moved Beauden Barrett to fullback. But yeah, I don't know what's going on here. They have Richie Mo'unga and Beauden Barrett on the field at the same time. And I think Richie Mo'unga might be on the wing. But this was a bit of a weird setup. So on the 63rd minute, the Irish team is back on the field, or the full team. They start regarding themselves. You know, it's looking like the All Blacks comeback is starting to become a reality. They pull themselves together. This whole thing started with a nice, center field scrum. Ty Furlong, he looks pumped. He's just screaming. The Irish gets a center field scrum inside the New Zealand half. The ball comes out. Just really good hands. I think it was Keenan. He gets wrapped up. Managed to get the offload. Bandiaki carves through the defense. Gets tackled 5 meters short. And then the Irish, and then the ball looks like it was out. Adi Savia runs in to pick up the ball. Barnsley says, penalty Ireland. The ball was out, but Adi Savia was in an offside position to come in, so he didn't go back to his defensive line first. He just kind of like ran in from the side. So yeah, really, really unlucky there by Adi Savia. So this again was a kickable. And Irish show some really big heart here. Johnny Sexton says, we'll go for the line out. We go for the more. They go for the line out, go for the more. And the more gets stuck. But Rob Herring peels off at the back. Charges in. dunks the ball down for the try. Suddenly the try, 33 points to 22. Johnny Sexton kicks this one through. 32 points to 22. Suddenly, that is hard. That is hard. That is something the Irish team, you know, during the Six Nations would have just taken the 3. But that is some really, really good leadership and decision making by the Ireland team. That's what won the game. I criticize the Irish team in the Six Nations for being too conservative, and that is exactly the heart that they really needed to show. So 32 points to 22, and yeah, Ireland gets themselves ahead. RTS getting on the field. I really hope I was praying that he'd get the ball. I think he got the ball once this game. On the 69th minute, there was an all black scrum. Will Jordan once again runs down the sideline, gets the ball on the sideline. He runs down. I feel like he could have just kicked it through and chased it down. He gets tackled 5 meters short. The All Blacks gets a penalty for offside. And considering how poor the lineouts was going, the All Blacks opted for centerfield scrum. And guess what? The Irish team stepped up in the scrum. Put a huge pressure on the All Blacks. All Blacks wasn't able to get the ball out cleanly. And Irish floods the breakdown. A couple phases back later, they gets the ball, turn over the ball. Yeah. So the Irish kicks the ball out for a line out. They throw the ball in. Not straight. So the All Blacks gets another opportunity. But then, yeah, this was just the All Blacks gets the ball. I start attacking again. 12 phases. Getting a penalty advantage. And, getting a penalty advantage. Not able to break through the try line. What's his name? Fakatawa gets the ball. Takes a quick tag. The All Blacks is low on time. He runs in. 2 phases later. Ty Burns floods the breakdown. Turns the ball over. Yeah. This was painful to watch. On the 77th minute, the All Blacks was on the attack. Joey Carberry steals the ball with a bit of an intercept after coming onto the field. And for the last 3-4 minutes or so, the Irish team really managed to control the game with the kicking. They pinged the All Blacks down with the kicking, so the All Blacks had to run the ball out from the inside their own 22. And then, again and again on 79th minute, the All Blacks tried to run a ball out. The Irish team already started celebrating because the All Blacks needed to score twice to win. There's not enough time. And eventually, the All Blacks knocked on, and history has been made. 37 minutes, man. This was literally the best game the Irish team has ever played. And Ireland has played some really spectacular games against the All Blacks in the past. And man, this was absolutely beautiful rugby. Go watch it. You can probably blame Barnesy, the fucking cheat. But yeah, I felt like the All Blacks really let themselves down in the first half. Whether or not the referee decision was correct, that's a different story. But the All Blacks you can't really play like that for 40 minutes and expect to win the game, to be really frank with you, in international rugby. And let me know. #FireFozzie. Is that a thing now? And thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you being here. And see you guys later. Cheers.